A Fire Love, Chapter 9 The Proposal. Sometime after Twilight and her friends had saved Spike from Starflower, Spike's love for Twilight had only increased. One day, Spike was sitting with Applejack at the farm after helping out, while Twilight was at the Crystal Empire to visit her brother and Cadence. "Everything goes well between you and Twilight?" Applejack asked. "Yes, everything go well between us. Even I miss her. She's happy to have you, Spike." "Thanks, AJ." Applejack looked at Spike while he took a sip on apple juice. "So, when are you going to propose to Twilight?" she asked. Spike wasn't prepared for that question. He almost choked on his. He coughed after Applejack's question. I, I haven't thought about that," said Spike. "One day, maybe, you will," Applejack said. Spike looked at Applejack with a flushed face. He had actually thought of a marriage to Twilight, but he had chosen to wait because they haven't been together for so long. "Will you ask Twilight to marry you?" asked Applebloom. Applebloom appeared behind them, and Spike looked at her. "One day I will probably do it, but," Spike answered. "Okay, but she will be happy when you ask her," she said. Applebloom smiled at them and went to the house. Spike took a deep breath. "My sister is right. If Twilight will be happy when you ask her," Applejack said. "Yes, she will." Spike thinks about Twilight and hopes one day. He and Applejack continued to work at the farm after the break. A little later, Spike returned home. He knew Twilight would be home in a few days, so luckily Spike had his friends as company and Starlight looked in little now and then. But that night, Spike got a message from Twilight. Twilight wrote to him, "Hey Spike, I missed you so much. I just wanted to let you know that I will stay for a while in Crystal Empire because Firey has a magical show in 2 days, so I chose to decide to stay a little longer. But I will be home soon. Love you, Spike. Love, Twilight." Spike wasn't mad, but he sure wrote back to her, "Dear Twilight, it's okay if you stay in Crystal Empire a little longer. I miss you too. I'm very lucky to have our friends in every now and then to see how I feel. I miss you so much, my little star, and will see you soon. Love, Spike." He sent the letter away, and the rest of the evening Spike took it easy for dinner. Before falling asleep, he chose to read some comic books. The next day, Spike helped out the school since he always set up with his friends. Spike helped Starlight at school as a gymnastic teacher. All the students enjoyed his lessons. Twilight had asked Spike if he wanted to work at school as a gym teacher, which he agreed to. How did the lesson go, Spike?" Starlight asked. "It went well," said Spike. "Have you heard anything from Twilight?" she asked. "Well, she's still staying longer in Crystal Empire. Okay, know that she will be home soon." "Yes, sir, you're right," said Spike. Spike helped more at the school with quite a few tests, and when school was over for the day, Spike went home that night. That night, Spike was going to have a role-playing game night with Big Macintosh and Discord, but both had offered to recancel because they got busy. Discord took care of Fluttershy while they was expecting their second child. The first was a son, now they're going to expecting a daughter. And Big Macintosh took care of Sugar who didn't feel so well. So Spike chose to read a book instead, which he liked to do with Twilight. He was looking forward to Twilight to come home soon. Twilight also misses Spike so much. A few days later, Spike received a message from Twilight that she would be home soon. Spike couldn't look forward to meeting Twilight, so the next day, Spike helped at Sweet Apple Acres. "Thanks for helping me, Sugar Cube," Applejack said. "I always help," said Spike. "Have you heard anything from Twilight?" "Yes, she will come home tomorrow." It will be fun. Yes, although she has a good time in the Crystal Empire. Spike and Applejack continued to place apples in the barn. Afterwards, they took something to eat in the house. I know how much Twilight means to you. Yes, she means everything to me. Since she saved me, my feelings with Twilight has only gotten stronger, said Spike. Applejack took a sip of water and looked at Spike. Spike, have you ever seen you married to Twilight? Honestly, I could see myself married to Twilight. That's why I realized I have feelings for her. Applejack smiled at Spike when he told her. Although, I'm not sure if Twilight wants to get married yet. Yes, I understand that, Sugar Cube. Since we haven't been together for that long, I have to say that you two are cute together as a couple, thanks AJ. A little later, Spike was at the market to buy some food when he met Discord. Hey, Discord. Hey, Spike. What brings you to market? Spike asked. Thinking about buying some sweets for Fluttershy. Why buy when you can puff it up when you want? Spike said. That's true, and I need some fresh air while Fluttershy rested a bit, Discord said. I can understand that. Sorry if I couldn't come to our game night, said Spike. No, it's totally okay when your other child is on soon, so I understand if you want to be around as much, said Spike. Discord this Patterson on Spike on the shoulder. Thanks for your support. You will become an excellent dad, said Discord. Spike looked at Discord and smiled. You say that, said Spike. No, it's true. You're going to be a good father. Thanks, I appreciate that, said Spike. What do you do when you have friends for? Said Discord. No, I'll probably go home, says Discord. Well, okay, Discord. I'll see you around. We do that, said Discord. Discord paid for his goods and puffed it away. Discord Spike continued his actions run before he returning back home. While Spike was thinking about what Discord he said, the thought made Spike see himself married to Twilight and had children with her, which made him smile. For the rest of the day, Spike took care of some things and went to bed early. The next morning, Spike woke up around 9 a.m. But when he was near the kitchen, he felt the smell of toast, and at some point he was in the kitchen. He opened the door and got an unexpected surprise. He saw Twilight was preparing breakfast. She put a plate on the table and smiled at him. Twilight, is it you? Yes, Spike, it's me. Spike became so overjoyed that he rushed up to her, hugged her, and she hugged him back. When did you come home? I came home at about 5 a.m. I wanted to surprise you. Well, you surprised me everything, said Spike. Spike smiled at Twilight with tears in his eyes. After a while, both of them had sat down and ate their breakfast together. Spike listened to Twilight as she talked about Flirtheart's magic show. I'm glad you had a good time. It was fun to see my brother again. The others will be surprised that you're home. Spike was right. At lunchtime, the others came to the castle and saw Twilight and hugged her. Everything was as usual in Ponyville. The school was running, Twilight and her friends were teaching the students as usual. Spike also enjoyed teaching the gymnastics for the students. But one day, when Spike was in the park to take it easy, he was thinking about something that he has been recently thinking about. Lately, Spike was wondering if he would be taking their relationship with Twilight to the next step with a marriage vow to her. Hey, darling, said Rarity. Spike looked up and saw Rarity. Hey, Rarity. Are you okay, Spike? She asked. Well, I'm just sitting here enjoying a nice day, he said. Yes, and it's a great day. What are you doing here? I want to take a walk before I go back to the shop, Rarity said. Spike smiled at her, and they talked for a few minutes before Rarity left the park. She had taken time off from school to take care of her store. Then Twilight and the others were off on a school trip with the school. Spike used to fly back to the castle to relax there, but when in his room he couldn't stop thinking about proposing to Twilight soon, even though that he felt ready, but at the same time he wonders if Twilight was ready. That afternoon, Twilight arrived home just in time for Spike to finish dinner. "Hey Twilight, how was your school trip?" "It was fun and educational," said Twilight. "That was good to hear. Are you hungry?" "I'm starving." Both sat down and enjoyed the food together. They talked for a bit more in that the school trip, for Spike was interested to see how things went. After dinner, they both sat in the library to take it easy. Spike restarted Daring Do for Twilight, who leaned against him as he read. When the clock struck midnight, they both chose to go to bed since it had been a long day. Spike carried Twilight on his back to her room since she was so tired. She fell asleep right after Spike put her into bed. He gave her a goodnight kiss. It didn't take long for Spike to fall asleep. The next day, Spike helped at the school when the students had a day off from lessons. He took care of some tests that Twilight fixed. "Everything seems to be done." "Yes, do you have anything else you need help with?" "No, that was the last one," Twilight said. "Are you hungry?" "Well, I'm starting to get a little hungry. We can go eat something if you want." "That sounds a good idea." Both left the school and went to a restaurant to eat something. They sat down and talked a little bit about the next lessons. "It is nice to sit here," said Spike. "It is really cozy," said Twilight. "I wonder if you want to go to the cinema with me on Friday." "I would like that," she said. Spike smiled at her after leaving the restaurant. Twilight chose to go home to relax while Spike chose to take a flight. He flew to the gemstone mine outside town. He sat there and wondering what to do while he was eating some yams. He then saw a diamond in front of him. He came up with something. "Maybe I should follow AJ's proposal to propose to Twilight," said Spike. Spike took out the diamond and looked at it. He felt ready to ask her the big question, though they haven't been together for so long. He flew back home. He quietly walked into his room so that he would not wake up Twilight. "I'm sure she will like the ring I will make for her," said Spike. Spike chose to keep the ring secret from everybody until he was ready. On the same evening after dinner, he worked on the ring and fixed the diamond. "Hey Spike, are you still up?" Spike quickly hid his work. "Well, I'm still awake. Can I come in?" "Sure, you can come in." Twilight stepped in and looked so surprised. "Are you doing something, Spike?" "No, just clean a little," Spike said. "I was going to ask you if you want to sleep with me tonight." "I'd like to," said Spike. "I was going to bed now, soon." "Okay, I will be right there," said Spike. Twilight smiled at him, and after she left, he put away the tools and the diamonds so Twilight would find them. Then he went to Twilight's room. It didn't take long for them to fall asleep, especially when Spike held on to Twilight. With the following days, Spike spent some time in his room making the ring. Twilight had noticed that he was in his room. She asked him if he was doing well, and he said yes, especially tonight when he and Spike were which she and Spike were going to have a date, which he hadn't forgotten. "Are you ready to go to the cinema?" Spike asked. "Yes, I'm ready," she said. During the day, Spike had worked on the ring and was almost done with it. Once at the cinema, Spike let Twilight choose the movie, and she chose a romantic movie which Spike didn't mind. After leaving the movie, Spike took Twilight to a restaurant for dinner. "The movie was actually good," said Spike. "Yes, I liked it too," said Twilight. "It was a good idea to go here to eat," said Twilight. "Yes, they have since they have good food here," said Spike. After leaving the restaurant, they returned home. Once at home, they spent time in the library relaxing before it was time to go to bed. But Twilight went to bed. Spike stayed up a few hours to fix the ring. He was finally done with it, and he chose to propose to Twilight within a few days. A few days later, Spike was ready to ask Twilight. He chose to do it on a picnic. He had asked her, and she had said yes. Spike had packed a basket with muffins, sandwiches, 2 pieces of pie, and he brought Twilight to a meadow that he was perfect for a romantic date. This place is really nice. Yes, it really is. Both sit down and enjoy the picnic in the sunlight. After eating a picnic, they sit next to each other, and Twilight leans against the Spike. Spike felt ready to ask the question. Twilight, can you close your eyes? Okay, said Twilight. Twilight was curious why Spike was asking her to close her eyes. Spike takes out the ring and goes to his knees. You can, you can open your eyes. Twilight slowly opens her eyes, and she sees the ring that Spike was holding in a small box. Twilight, you are my star since I realized I love you so. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You mean everything to me, and I love you more than anything else in this world. Will you marry me? Twilight was silent, at first because she couldn't believe it would really happen. She began to cry while looking at Spike. Yes, of course I want to marry you, she said. She hugged Spike, and while they still crying, Spike placed the ring on Twilight's horn. They returned home, and when they told their friends, they were all happy. This is to celebrate with a party, Pinky said. Pinky was overjoyed, so she jumped up and down with joy while the others was laughing.